Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and I'm a hot messy mama. Today I have a ton, of course, of new makeup to play with. This is just the Charlotte Tilbury box. It's not all Charlotte Tilbury, but I do have the new foundation, some of the new blush shades, and a bunch of fun stuff. New RMS bronzer, and some of the brand new MERCIER launches, including a new shade in the Desert Date blush and multi-stick, and one of the new lip liners that they just came out with. So a bunch of fun new stuff to play with. If you want to see me come up with a full face of this and some old classics, of course, please keep watching. Okay, I do have my normal skin prep on right now, just my basic skincare. I'll list it all in the box. I do have on some of the KHIEL'S Better Screen UV Serum. This is SPF 50, and BeautyBio highlighter concentrate. I did not put on my normal VIEVE Skin Nova primer. I just went in with the Better Serum, the Better Screen, because this is supposed to be very glowy and have a lot of skincare ingredients. I didn't want to have too much hydration, especially because it is summertime and I sweat quite a bit. Please bear with me if my eyes are a little squinty. I think I got a little bit of the sunscreen in them, so they've been watering and they're kind of sensitive to the light right now. Let's get right into this foundation stick. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Hydrating Foundation Stick. It is a stick, which is one of my favorite ways to apply foundation. I love the Ilia stick, the Tom Ford stick, the Merit stick. All three of those are right on my vanity in front of me, so I'm happy to have another option. What the box says is that it's a long-lasting, easy to apply, buildable sheer foundation stick with a lightweight, breathable, gliding balm texture that melts seamlessly into the skin. Lightly glide on and blend from the center of the face outward for a beautiful veil of color. Build to customize your coverage. So I'm not sure how buildable it is, we'll see, but I'm pretty sure it's just supposed to have a light coverage at the most. The other side of the box says that it has optical blur technology and hyaluronic acid. That's the skincare ingredients in there. Soft focus blur effect, light diffusing glow, long-term skincare benefits, hydrated, smoother looking skin, and fresh radiance. Be long lasting? I don't know if that means like because you don't use very much, the product will last you a long time, or it wears on the face for a while. I think that's what they mean, but lots of skincare benefits, radiant, easy to use, whatever. I got the shade 5. First of all, the packaging, I will show you. It's weighty, but it's not like super weighty. For reference, this is the new Ilia foundation stick. It is a little bit taller and just a tiny bit wider. Yeah, I got shade 5, which is a medium hush puppy. Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint. It's got the typical rose gold. Here's the lipsticks, so very similar. And then this is just plastic with the logo, the CT logo down here. So this just pulls off and it does spin up and back down, which is nice. You get, let's see how much product you get. It spins pretty slow. This might take a minute. All right, so you got a decent amount. That's as far as it goes. You can see the plastic there. Hopefully I don't have any issues going back down. No, good. I think it's about the same amount that you do also get in the Ilia. And while we're here, let's go ahead and swatch it on the back of my hand. Very balmy. That's going to be a great color for me. You could see where I swatched it, how glowy that is. Blend it out nice. Ooh, that's very glowy. Well, let's give it a try. I'm gonna go in with about the same amount I would use of any stick foundation. One down my nose, and then kind of a zigzag in the middle of my forehead. we'll start there. It almost feels like I just rubbed lip balm all over my face. So we'll see. Hopefully it blends out without any issues. I'm gonna go ahead and use one of the Refer BO2. It's the synthetic one. And it blends very easily. It gets decent coverage. That's way more coverage than I thought it would, to be honest with you. I will go back in and build up where I've got the most sun damage. We are going to the beach for a couple days, the end of this week, actually tomorrow night, with my brother and his kids. So hopefully this shade keeps working for me. Look at how bright the tip of my nose is. That's very glowy. That's like no highlighter needed. All right, let me zoom you in some. It does not feel like chapstick or lip balm on my face anymore, by the way. It kind of dries down. Yeah, on my hand as well, it's kind of dried down, but it definitely keeps the glow. So that's pretty. And again, a little more coverage, honestly, than I was expecting for a sheer buildable product. I'll keep you zoomed in. I'm gonna drop my chair a tiny bit so I'm not up off the screen here. All right, let's go back in with a little bit on these cheekbones where I've got the most sun damage. You can see I just covered that up, that stripe. Let's see if when I blend it out, it remains covered. I'm gonna do more right here above my lip where I've got a lot of sun damage. Cover up this guy. Yeah, it's weird. When you first put it on, it's almost uncomfortable because it feels kind of greasy. But yeah, once it dries down, it does not feel greasy at all. So I'm patting in to maintain more of that coverage. I can't believe it covered up that much of that big dark sun damage spot. That's really a bonus. I would call this light to medium buildable for sure. And you know, you're not getting full coverage, but that's pretty darn good. That's a solid medium. It's not medium pushing full. It's light with one layer, 2 layers. I'd say it's medium. I don't think I'm gonna build it up anymore. I don't want to risk it getting weird, but I mean, it is definitely glowy. Like, you can see all the lights. I have not watched any videos on this, but I did see in my feed Tanya Wells, her thumbnail said too glowy question mark. So I kind of get where she was going with that. But again, it does, yeah, it's a little more sticky right now with that second layer, but it's not uncomfortable, and I don't think my hair is gonna like stick to it. Hair's gonna stick to it. So far, I like this. It's definitely glowy. I mean, if you don't want glowy, hydrated, dewy skin, go ahead and skip this because you will glow. You will glow. I mean, I think it's pretty though. Like, I'm gonna see if I can powder after I put on some concealer. I'm gonna powder a little bit and see if that helps kind of bring down the shine but still leave some radiance. So we'll see. I'm gonna keep playing with this, but so far I think it looks really pretty. And let's go in with some concealer. I do not have any new concealers. I'm gonna go in with my, because this is on the more light to medium, I'm gonna go in with the Real Flawless from Laura Mercier. This is one of my favorite concealers. I hate to, like, I'm so used to putting this on my nose because it gives a little bit of glow, but like, look at my chin. Like, oh, It's almost like Tin Man kind of, yeah. It might be too much. It might be, but we'll see. Let me take down this. I'm gonna put a little right there. All right. We'll start with that. I'm gonna go in with my new VIEVE came out with a makeup sponge. This is so cool because, first of all, it's got a flat bottom. There, you can see it there against my face. It's got a flat bottom, so it'll stand up on your vanity or countertop, wherever you do your makeup. This is, I've already moistened this. It does have one other flat side that has the VIEVE logo. So I'm gonna go in. It gets nice and big too, which I like. And the nice thing about the VIEVE one, it comes with a hard case that you can travel with. You can store it in there. You can, you know, if you've washed it, you can put it in there to dry. So it's kind of nice to have that as well. Those two look good together. Okay, I have the new RMS powder bronzer, but first I'm gonna go in with some of the SAIE cream, and then I'm going to, I've got cream blushes to use too, so I'm kind of torn on the order I'm gonna do things, but I quite like this SAIE liquid bronzer. This is the Dew Bronze in the shade Spritz. It's one of the slightly darker shades. I'm gonna go in and blend, and these blend like a dream. You know what? I'm gonna use the same sponge. I mean, yeah, super simple. It's very user friendly. You obviously would get a little more pigment and coverage with a brush than with a sponge. The sponge is going to pick up a little bit of that product and pigment, but it blends so beautifully regardless of the method you use. And actually, I'm going to go in with a brush on my nose. Okay. With that done, I am going to set, everything sets down pretty much. The Dew Bronze sets down. So I think I'm just going to set under my eyes. I go back and forth between my VIEVE Modern Powder Perfector, and I've been loving the M Cosmetics Portrait Mode. So that is what I am going to use today. I'm gonna use a dry sponge. So you can see already the difference. It takes down some of the shine, but there's still some radiance. It's set. This is a sheer powder. There's no other shades. Like, that's the only one. It's supposed to be suitable for all skin tones. I have not tried it on anyone deeper than me. But you can see, you can still absolutely see the radiance in my chin, even though I just went over it some. And just the very front, like where my smile lines are, and over my nose. And then I will go in, set these forehead lines. And very much like the VIEVE, not as much, but it does blur the forehead lines. The VIEVE almost erases them. But this one's a little more lightweight and less, the VIEVE has pigment where this one doesn't really. So. All right, now that may have taken off some of the coverage, but I think we're looking okay with that. Yeah, I think it took off some of my forehead bronzer. Okay, so now we are set. Let's go in with the powder bronzer from RMS. This is the same formula as their blushes. It's the ReDimension Hyrdra bronzer. I got this shade, I was torn because there are 4 shades available. I ended up going with Tan Lines, but I probably could have gone with the next one up or down. Like I could have gone with either of the two middle shades. I can't remember if this is like the second or third, but I could have gone with either of them. They are refillable packaging. You just pop this hole right here, comes out. See, just pop the hole, and then you can buy the refills. And they just pop in. The blushes are exactly the same way. So if you wanted to pick up just the refill in one of the bronzers, or if like you wanted a second shade, you can save a little bit of money by just buying the refills. And I really appreciate that. So this again is the shade Tan Lines. Beautiful, beautiful embossing on there. Let's go ahead and swatch this bad boy. I'm gonna kind of keep it on the side away from where the foundation was. Ooh, that's pretty. It does have some sheen. Not quite as much, I don't think, as like the Chantecaille Real Bronze, but maybe comparable to the new Armani Luminous Silk bronzers that just came out. I have not tried them yet, so I cannot compare, but I think it's probably gonna be in that vein. I do like a glowy bronzer. I use the Chantecaille Real Bronze all the time. All right, let's just take a little. This is a Smith 112 brush. It's a nice dense brush to kind of buff out powders like this. That's really pretty. I always start my bronzer on my forehead. I'm not sure why. Almost always. For powder bronzer. Powder bronzer, I think I usually start out there and test it up on my forehead. Ooh, it's got a little, this one has some red undertones. So it gives that sort of sunburnt, sun-kissed vibe. All right, let's go in on the cheeks. Keeping it towards the back. That's really pretty. I mean, Rosemary Swift, the RMS of RMS Beauty, can kind of do no wrong with her products. She really hit it out of the park with the Hyrdra line, the Re-Evolve, the ReDimension, all the Re ones have really been good launches. They also came out with a new setting powder that's a hydrating setting powder, just to be lightly luminous. So I'm looking forward to trying that. I have not ordered it yet. And then they also sent a little sample size of their new Kakadu Luxe Cream. So I will be taking this to the beach with me. Thankfully, I have a nice travel size. The Charlotte Tilbury, that's one of the best things about ordering from her website as well. Lots of free samples. And actually, to be honest with you, I only paid $6 for this RMS blush because you earn discounts every time you buy stuff. So because I bought the blush in every shade, I bought the foundation, a lot of stuff, I had enough points to get this bronzer for $6. So that was a bonus. And the Charlotte Tilbury, because I ordered that from the website, it wasn't, I can't remember. Oh, I ordered it through the website because there was a discount and you got free things. I think Morgan Turner had a code that I used, and same thing, I have loyalty points there, so I saved a little bit of money. But I got a free mini size of the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, and it's a decent size. I mean, it's a mini, but it's not like a use once. It's perfectly appropriate for travel. The full size for reference is right here. So that's not bad. Let's build up a little more on the back of the cheeks there. I feel like I want a little more. So I'm just gonna put a little more back here. It's really a beautiful, beautiful formula. They're powders, but they don't look like powders. They blend in absolutely seamlessly. The blushes, same thing. One of my very first videos I ever did, like almost 3 years ago at this point, I think, was testing all the original 6 shades of the blushes, which I also got like half of them for free because they had a discount code. But anyway, The formula is stunning. It's not flat. It's not matte, it's not flat. It's glowy, but it's not shimmery. It doesn't have chunky glitter. It's a very elevated, mature, but appropriate for everyone type of powder glowy product. And they're just really beautiful. The foundation is holding well. You can see a little bit more of my skin damage under here now that I've been putting other products on top that have disturbed it a tiny bit, but it still looks really good everywhere. So yeah, there we go. A little more color on those cheeks. It's a natural bronzer. It's not too dark, but oh my goodness, is it pretty. I'm just pinching the brush a little to kind of go down the sides of my nose. And then I always like to take it over my brow bone here and pull it back into my temple area for a little bit of a kind of snatch. Charlotte Tilbury came out with several new shades for an Island Glow collection of the Beautiful Skin Lip and Cheek. These are the cream blushes she came out with in this packaging. This is such a good formula. I'm assuming they're gonna be the same formula as the original. I think it was a Pillow Talk something, I'm sure. One was like Dreams, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about though. These other cream ones, they were beautiful. So again, I got the shades Sun Blushed Glow and Paradise Pink Glow. They are really beautiful packaging. They've got the CT logo, and then of course on the back they say the name of the shade. It's a cream product, but again, it's very easy to work with, and this is one of the few that does work decently for both lips and cheeks. Made in Italy, weightless cream blush lip tint. They're very balmy. You can see where I just dipped my finger in there. You can see when you blend it out, it blends out very nicely. And of course they leave a beautiful glow. This is the shade Sun Blushed Glow. Oh my goodness, beautiful coral. Here they are next to each other. Again, this is the pink, Paradise Pink, and this is the Sun Blush Glow. More of an orangey coral, but so pretty. Ooh, so pretty. Look at that. That's really pretty. Which shade? Should I use both? Should I layer them? Yeah, I'm gonna go in with the coral on the bottom and then put the pink on top and see how we get on with that. I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty blush brush because I love it for cream blush. Test that on my hand. Okay, yeah. You get some pigment here. You do. All right, I'm gonna spread that out more. It's funny, it blends out easily on the hand, but like then you're like, oh shoot, there's a lot of pigment there. Okay, I guess I'm not gonna use the pink one at all because this really took over my whole cheek kind of quickly. I forgot you do get that much pigment from these. But again, I can go in with my sponge. Like if I'm like, oh crap, that's way too much, I can definitely go in with the sponge. Which I am going to do now. Just take a little bit from the front here. Ooh, but like look at that glow. Yes, of course it was still already glowy underneath from the foundation, but that's really pretty. I think I am gonna also go in with the pink kind of in the front, but this is the shade Sun Blushed Glow. That's hard to say. Sun Blushed Glow is this one that I'm currently wearing. Very pretty. You can see it kind of swatched on my hand here. I'm gonna bring it on the front here too. Oh, that is so pretty. I kind of don't want to do the pink, to be honest with you, but For the sake of the video, I will also put a little bit of the pink right on the apples. That's pretty. That's so pretty. They're both stunning shades. And you can see that glow is legit. There goes my Patrick Ta highlighter. Which, what do I need highlighter for? I mean, come on. The blushes that have been coming out these recently are so glowy on their own that you really do not need highlighter. All right, so that's more the pink right in the front. Oh my goodness, those are stunning. As I mentioned, I did get 2 shades in the new Patrick Ta highlighters. I picked up the shade Baby, which is, of course, the baby pink. So this is the powder and the cream in the shade Baby. I'm gonna swatch them right here. Almost invisible. That's Baby. And of course, you've got your Ta flap with the cream protector. And then I thought the shade Daddy looked so pretty. I do love a rose gold highlight. They don't really swatch well because they don't have a ton of pigment. It's a really interesting formula. Thankfully, it's not the same formula that was in the holiday blush palette. I think it was 2 years ago. That was garbage. It was super chunky glitter. These do have some glitter, and honestly, that's why I did not get the white shade, because it said Diamond Sparkle and all the rest said shimmer, and I don't want chunky glitter at all in my highlight. I'm 43. I've got a bunch of texture over here and wrinkles and fine lines, and too much glitter just looks crazy. Just to give you an idea, this is the Rare Beauty in the shade Mesmerize, and this is the powder and the cream in the shade Daddy from Patrick Ta. I'll insert some outside swatches so you can get a little better idea of what it looks like, because I don't think, even though I've got a little bit of studio lighting in here, I don't think it's doing any justice to these. I think I'm gonna go in with Daddy. Patrick's method, which is powder first and then cream. And from what I've seen, the powder looks a little cray-cray, and then when you go in with the cream on top, it really kind of calms it down. I'm gonna use, this might be a bad idea, but I'm gonna use the same brush for both. So let me close up my cream. I'm gonna take some powder, tap it off. It is a way more elevated and mature formula than I was thinking it was gonna be. And that makes me so happy, because again, his last, the other highlighter he came out with in that holiday palette was just not it for me. It was chunky, glitter, Vaseline-y, yuck. All right, so that is the shade Daddy. Powder only on there. I'll zoom you in some too. There it is. You know what, let me change one thing with my lighting here. Did that help at all? There you can see the powder, and now I'm gonna go in with the cream. That's pretty. That is pretty. It definitely melts it in. Okay, so for Daddy, the powder is not as intense. Where Baby, I think the powder is more intense. So there it is layered. I mean, I think that's really stunning. And again, I just used the same brush and dipped it from, you know, first did the powder. And this is a BK Beauty 112. It's one of their more mini brushes, more precision type of brushes. I love it for highlight, especially kind of like a blush topper highlight. So yeah, I am way more impressed with these than I thought I would be. I am glad they are more mature and more elevated and not just a chunky mess of crap. I did mention earlier that I got the new shade in the Amicole Desert Date Blush Stick, which I did not swatch for you yet. So even though I went in with the Charlotte blushes, which really now I'm kind of wishing I had more color. So, okay, there we go. I just took what was left on my brush and added a little bit back. These are so beautiful, the Desert Date multi-sticks, and she came out with the shade, it's called Pink Sail, I believe. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, to be honest with you. Also, the writing on this packaging, why is it so small? This box is plenty big. It doesn't need to be that tiny. Is it Pink Sail? Whatever, I'll put it on the screen. It is this beautiful fuchsia, hot pink shade. That is pretty, but they blend like a drink. I mean, are you kidding me? Look at that. But like, you could really, if you have deeper skin tone, Amicole is a black owned brand. They are geared towards minority skin tones, and this formula is so beautiful because it is buildable. I don't want to take away from the Charlotte, but like, I really kind of want to put that on my cheeks. I'm just going to take my brush and go off the back of my hand here and take a little bit and just add a little bit. Oh, that's so pretty. I know it's not really a fair judgment of the shade because it's going on top of like 4 other things. I mean, do you blame me? Here, you can absolutely see the shade on its own. It's totally stunning. Again, Pink Sail, Amicole Desert Date Blush Sticks. I will compare this to the other original shades in this formula in my blush roundup if you were curious to see how it compares to the other shades they already have. Keep an eye out for that. Go ahead and hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you will get notified when I upload that video. All right, these are all beautiful so far. Everything so far is a hit. I am gonna go off camera, do my brows, then we'll come back and we will talk about the Amicole lip pencil and the VIEVE setting spray. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Eyes are done. For my brows, I just used the Dominique Cosmetics brow pencil and brow gel. I have the shade Neutral Brown in the pencil. If you've never seen it, it's pretty cool. It's kind of like the Blade one, but twists up and down. I am just gonna go in with a little more of the Amicole Pink Sail shade right on the front here. Look how freaking glowy. My cheeks have never looked this glowy, I don't think. I am going back over. I do that every time I do my makeup. I'll go in with like a blush, a cream blush, maybe a powder blush, go in with highlight, and then go back over with the blush so it's more of a lit from within. Although these highlighters are absolutely stunning without having to do that. I put on my lids a little bit of the VIEVE Eye Wand in the shade Sand, and then 2 of the mini Laura Mercier shades that came out in the holiday set. Super simple. And then I'm back on it. I'm back on it. The Give Can't Stop Staring best mascara. I mean, it's a beautiful freaking mascara. So let's go on to lips. Amicole came out with several different shades in inspired by skin tones for the most part. This is the Soft Shape lip liner. I got a shade that I don't know because, again, the freaking packaging is, I'll again put it on the screen, but as of right now, I don't know what it is because it's too small. Oh, rose clay. It's easy to read on this. On the other packaging, it's a lot smaller, but maybe she got the memo. Make your writing bigger. But yeah, so it is a wooden pencil, same orange, you know, kind of branding that MERCIER has. The color of the shade is on the bottom tip, and then it's just got a silver metal lid. Again, it is a sharpenable pencil, and I will put the shade right here. It is beautiful. It's the most perfect everyday lip shade. There was one that was a little more pink, and then several more like a warm cinnamon, a kind of rich chocolate shade. So several options, but I'm gonna go in. You can usually tell brands that for lip liners that are made by makeup artists, because they prefer pencils. They're much more hygienic. Obviously, you sharpen them down and you can get a real nice point with a pencil. These are creamy, easy to apply. They don't drag at all, but they're not so creamy that they're gonna slip and slide anywhere. I like how reasonably priced her brand is as well. Ooh, that is really a pretty shade. That's nice. I'm not gonna fully go in. I'm just gonna take the side and kind of shade a little bit. That's really, really pretty and comfortable. I will put a note on the screen as to how it wears. Let's get on with the show. I'm just gonna go in on top with Dahlia from RAVIE Beauty. It's one of my favorite throw it in my pocket lip colors. Okay, that is beautiful. Going in finally with the VIEVE InvisiVeil setting spray. It is the same scent as the Skin Nova. It's slightly blurring. It's got a spritzer that tells you what it's doing, but isn't so much that you end up with splatter speckles everywhere. So go in with that spray. The smell is so good. It's so good. I hope they come out with a fragrance in both that scent and the Beth Leisure scent that they came out with, the candle. Oh, so good. Kind of neroli, citrus based. Beautiful. But that's gonna help lock in my makeup for the rest of the day without taking away all of my glow. Let me zoom you out a little. Don't mind my messy, beachy mermaid hair, but this is the finished look. Playing with a bunch of new makeup. I am way more impressed with the Charlotte foundation stick than I thought I would be. Again, I'm in the shade 5. It's really beautiful. It might be too glowy. As of now, I think it looks pretty good, and the glow is intense. However, if you do not want glow to like the heavens glowing, skip this. Get the Beautiful Skin liquid cream foundation. It's a similar, that's got a little more coverage and a little less glow. So if you wanted more glow and less coverage from that, get this. I do like that it's not sticky at all. It has dried down. It didn't really lift when I added other products on top. You can see most of my sun damage is still pretty covered. The glowy blush from RMS, absolutely dreamy. Of course, the blushes from Charlotte Tilbury. Already knew the formula was great. So happy to have more bright, fun colors, especially for the summer. Yeah, the lip liner, I mean, like I said, I'll let you know how it wears, but I'm sure it's gonna be great. Almost everything MERCIER comes out with is stunning, including the new shade of the Desert Date Multi-Stick, which again, I have just topped. The Patrick Ta highlighters way prettier and more elevated and mature friendly than I was expecting. So yeah, this was a whole video of, I think I'm probably gonna like them, but I'm not sure, and I pretty much loved everything. So thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, share, all the things, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.